If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns enter the upcoming NFL season as one of the league's most intriguing, yet puzzling, storylines. Analysts across the board have voiced skepticism, projecting the team toward the lower rungs of the standings, largely due to their struggles last year and the instability surrounding key positions. Despite these grim predictions, insider Tony Grossi is offering a far more optimistic outlook. Speaking on ESPN Cleveland's The Really Big Show, Grossi boldly forecasted that the Browns could finish the season with 8 wins, a respectable mark considering the general consensus of a rebuilding squad. His confidence is rooted not only in talent, but also in situational factors, including strategic coaching and player health. While he acknowledged that much would need to align perfectly, Grossi emphasized that this team is being unfairly underestimated by the larger NFL analytical community, creating a narrative ripe for surprises and potential upsets in the weeks ahead. Grossi's analysis centers primarily on 2 core components that he believes could shift the Browns' trajectory dramatically this season. First, he points to the defensive line, asserting that it will be the most dominant unit coordinator Jim Schwartz has ever had under his direction. The defensive front, according to Grossi, will act as the engine of the defense, creating pressure, disrupting plays, and providing consistent support that could mask weaknesses elsewhere. Second, he identified quarterback Joe Flacco as a hidden X factor, a player whose experience and decision-making could unlock potential that fans and analysts have largely ignored. Grossi's perspective challenges conventional wisdom, which often emphasizes flashy rookies or big-name acquisitions, by highlighting the subtler, yet impactful, ways that a disciplined defense and a steady quarterback can carry a team. His argument suggests that if both elements perform at their peak, Cleveland might not only reach 8 wins, but could genuinely compete in the physically demanding AFC North, where toughness and consistency often outweigh hype. Health, as Grossi stresses, will be a critical determinant of the Browns' success or failure, an element often overlooked in preseason analyses. Injuries have historically derailed promising seasons, and the Browns' ability to maintain key contributors on the field could define whether they merely flirt with mediocrity or secure a competitive edge. While an 8-win season is plausible, Grossi concedes that surpassing that benchmark would require nearly flawless execution across multiple fronts, from quarterback play to defensive performance. Yet this caution does not diminish his overall optimism. Rather, it reinforces the notion that the Browns' ceiling may be higher than commonly perceived. By drawing attention to the team's potential and the importance of staying healthy, Grossi invites fans to approach the season with measured excitement, emphasizing preparation, endurance, and consistency as key ingredients for unexpected success within one of football's most challenging divisions. Despite last season's disappointing 3-win finish, Grossi believes the Browns' roster talent has been historically underappreciated by the league's pundits. Analysts often reduce the team's potential to past performance, failing to account for context, such as injuries or inconsistency at critical positions. For instance, Deshaun Watson's play at quarterback last year dramatically hindered offensive production, skewing perceptions of the team's true capabilities. Compounding this, a porous and injury-ravaged offensive line further compromised the Browns' competitiveness, making the team appear weaker than the talent on paper would suggest. Grossi's assessment reframes the conversation, arguing that when the Browns are fully operational and healthy, the disparity between perception and reality becomes stark. This perspective encourages fans and analysts alike to look beyond superficial metrics and past failures, highlighting a team that, despite setbacks, carries a foundation capable of growth, adaptation, and meaningful wins in a season that could redefine external expectations and internal confidence simultaneously. The quarterback position, often the linchpin of a team's fortunes, remains central to Cleveland's narrative. Joe Flacco's role, Grossi asserts, will be pivotal in translating potential into results. Flacco is recognized for his experience, decision-making, and ability to manage games without succumbing to turnovers, qualities that could stabilize an offense previously plagued by inconsistency. The contrast between Flacco and the struggles at the position in prior seasons highlights the importance of reliable leadership under center. If he can execute the game plan, protect the football, and consistently move the chains, Cleveland could be competitive in a division notorious for its physicality and defensive intensity. Grossi's endorsement of Flacco challenges popular opinion, suggesting that the veteran quarterback's presence might be underestimated in league-wide discussions. His performance could well define the narrative of the season, shifting the Browns from perennial underachievers to a team capable of challenging rivals with disciplined, intelligent football. Equally important, the defensive line is expected to become the cornerstone of the Browns' identity, driving both the defensive and overall team performance. Coordinator Jim Schwartz will reportedly have the best front he's ever coached, a unit that Grossi believes will dictate the rhythm of games, control the line of scrimmage, and create opportunities for secondary playmakers. Pressure on opposing quarterbacks and disruption in the backfield could transform close contests into manageable situations, giving Cleveland a consistent chance to compete. In the AFC North, where the Ravens and Steelers maintain physical, hard-nosed defenses, having a dominant line can be a deciding factor. Grossi's insight underscores that defense may not only support victories, but actually define the team's season. By emphasizing the front four's potential to influence games, he paints a picture of a Browns team that is strategically strong, disciplined, and capable of leveraging its strengths to overcome perceived weaknesses, particularly in offensive areas that have struggled historically. Looking ahead, Grossi's 8-win prediction also reflects the notion that the Browns are poised to be overlooked, a theme that resonates throughout his analysis. Many commentators have written the team off prematurely, focusing on their recent record rather than current roster composition and developmental trajectory. This underestimation could work in Cleveland's favor, allowing the team to quietly accumulate wins while opponents fail to account for their strengths. Grossi's argument relies on the convergence of talent, preparation, and situational advantage, illustrating how perception often lags behind reality in the NFL. By drawing attention to overlooked factors, such as Flacco's stabilizing influence, the defensive line's potential dominance, and the importance of health, he crafts a narrative that invites fans to reconsider the Browns' prospects. This framing not only adds intrigue to the upcoming season, but also positions Cleveland as a team capable of exceeding expectations, quietly reshaping the storylines surrounding them week after week. The AFC North's competitive landscape amplifies the significance of Cleveland's defensive potential. The division is known for its physicality, strong defensive units, and grinded-out style of play, making a top-tier defensive line a valuable asset in controlling games. Grossi's confidence in the Browns' front four suggests that the team could consistently challenge elite opponents, disrupt timing, and force mistakes that lead to scoring opportunities. The ability to execute at this level week in and week out could allow Cleveland to remain competitive even against divisional powerhouses like Baltimore, who possess their own strengths and advantages. Grossi's analysis suggests that the Browns, while not necessarily a division favorite, could operate above expectations if key pieces perform as projected. In this context, 8 wins becomes not just a prediction but a plausible reflection of strategic execution, disciplined play, and the cumulative impact of a defense capable of controlling the tempo of games against physically dominant opponents. Another factor contributing to Cleveland's potential success is the team's resilience and ability to overcome adversity, which has often been underestimated in public discourse. Injuries, inconsistent quarterback play, and underperforming units created a perception of weakness last season, yet Grossi emphasizes that the underlying talent was present. By maintaining health, leveraging Flacco's experience, and optimizing the defensive line's output, the Browns could transform prior disappointment into motivation. The team's capacity to stay competitive in each game could generate momentum, boost confidence, and foster a winning culture gradually, even in a challenging division. Grossi's projection of 8 wins reflects an optimistic yet grounded understanding of the team's realistic ceiling. He acknowledges that the path is narrow and contingent on many variables aligning. Yet he frames these conditions in a way that highlights tangible opportunities rather than abstract hope, inviting fans to anticipate a season where the Browns can surprise skeptics and establish a foundation for future growth. Finally, the Cleveland Browns' upcoming season is shaping up to be a story of potential, expectation, and opportunity, as articulated by Tony Grossi. His 8-win forecast underscores the balance between optimism and realism, suggesting that while challenges remain, the team possesses core strengths capable of driving meaningful outcomes. Flacco's leadership at quarterback, combined with a dominant defensive line and a focus on health and consistency, forms a compelling narrative for fans eager to witness a competitive team. Grossi's perspective invites reconsideration of conventional wisdom and highlights the importance of situational awareness, preparation, and execution in a league where small margins often determine success. By blending insight, analysis, and nuanced optimism, Grossi crafts a vision of the Browns not as perennial underachievers, but as a team with the potential to compete, surprise, and redefine expectations, making the 2025 season a must-watch journey for followers of the NFL. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The rumors swirling around Cleveland has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, and if true, it could redefine the Browns' defensive identity for the upcoming season. Za'Darius Smith, a name synonymous with relentless pressure and explosive plays, is reportedly set to return to the Browns, sparking intense speculation about what this reunion could mean for the team. Sources close to the organization suggest that Smith's return is being negotiated behind closed doors, with insiders hinting that both sides see enormous potential in rekindling a partnership that once struck fear into quarterbacks across the league. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing with anticipation, imagining the possibilities of pairing Smith with the already dominant Myles Garrett. The narrative circulating is not just about adding talent. It's about chemistry, intimidation, and redefining the Browns' defensive strategy, making opponents second-guess every snap and every play call. The potential of Za'Darius Smith teaming up again with Myles Garrett has sparked an almost cinematic level of excitement in Cleveland. While Garrett's individual dominance has been unquestionable, the addition of Smith could create one of the most feared defensive duos in the NFL, a tandem capable of wreaking havoc on offensive lines and quarterbacks alike. Rumors indicate that conversations between the player and the front office have been ongoing for weeks, with Smith reportedly intrigued by the prospect of returning to a city and a system that maximizes his strengths. The speculation is fueled further by whispers from insiders suggesting that Smith's leadership both on and off the field could galvanize the locker room. Fans on social media are already dissecting past highlight reels, envisioning the chaos a Garrett Smith front could unleash, and imagining a season where opposing teams constantly adjust schemes to avoid the relentless pressure that would come from both edges of the defensive line. Insiders close to the Browns hint that the reunion of Za'Darius Smith and Myles Garrett is not just about individual talent, but also about a shared vision for defensive dominance. Sources suggest that the front office sees a strategic advantage in pairing two elite pass rushers who complement each other's style, creating a dynamic and unpredictable threat. The chatter within league circles suggests that Garrett's explosiveness and Smith's finesse could force quarterbacks into hurried decisions, potentially changing the course of tight games. While official statements remain elusive, the ongoing rumor mill continues to feed on the excitement, with analysts speculating on contract structures, cap space maneuvering, and potential impact on draft priorities. Fans are captivated by the idea of a defense where energy, intimidation, and skill collide, imagining stadium roars intensifying every time Garrett and Smith line up, while the league quietly watches to see if Cleveland could transform into an unstoppable force in the NFC North. The notion of Za'Darius Smith rejoining the Browns has sent waves through the NFL, with reporters and fans alike dissecting every possible angle of the reunion with Myles Garrett. Rumors suggest that Smith's decision could hinge not only on financial terms, but also on the opportunity to form a defensive identity that defines a season. Analysts speculate that his presence could elevate the entire defense, inspiring younger players to raise their level of play. Conversations overheard in league circles indicate that coaches are already theorizing schemes to maximize the impact of having two elite pass rushers working in tandem. Fans have become relentless in their social media campaigns, flooding threads and comment sections with excitement and bold predictions, debating the potential sack totals and forced turnovers. If this reunion becomes reality, it could mark a turning point in the Browns' recent history, reshaping the perception of the team and perhaps even the balance of power in the league, igniting a buzz that seems almost unstoppable. League insiders have been hinting at the potential return of Za'Darius Smith with an intensity that suggests this is more than a passing rumor. The narrative surrounding the Browns is shifting, fueled by speculation that the combination of Smith and Garrett could be an unstoppable force against even the most talented quarterbacks. Industry insiders point to Smith's experience in high-pressure situations as a critical factor that could complement Garrett's raw athleticism, forming a duo that terrorizes offensive lines and disrupts the rhythm of entire games. Conversations within the NFL community also hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations, with the Browns front office exploring creative options to accommodate Smith's contract while retaining flexibility elsewhere on the roster. Fans are captivated by the prospect of this defensive powerhouse, engaging in endless debates about schemes, potential matchups, and statistical projections. If the rumors hold, Cleveland could be on the verge of assembling a defensive identity so formidable that every snap of the ball becomes a moment of suspense and anticipation. Whispers circulating in the league suggest that Za'Darius Smith's potential return to Cleveland is creating a ripple effect among rival teams, many of whom are already recalculating strategies to prepare for what could become an unprecedented defensive duo. Reports indicate that the synergy between Smith and Myles Garrett is being viewed as an opportunity to redefine the Browns' pass rush, turning it into one of the most feared units in the NFL. Analysts speculate that the combination of Smith's versatility and Garrett's explosive power could force opponents into risky decisions, potentially swinging momentum in crucial games. Conversations among coaches hint at elaborate schemes to exploit mismatches, and fans are fueling the rumor fire with excitement over hypothetical highlight reels of quarterback sacks, forced fumbles, and game-changing plays. If this reunion materializes, the Browns could transform from a team with potential into a juggernaut, igniting stadiums, energizing the locker room, and leaving a league-wide buzz that grows louder with each passing day. The ongoing speculation about Za'Darius Smith returning to Cleveland alongside Myles Garrett has taken on a life of its own, with sports media and fans dissecting every possible outcome. Rumor mills suggest that Smith's potential move is more than a personnel adjustment. It's a statement of intent, signaling the Browns' desire to dominate defensively and control games from the line of scrimmage. Analysts highlight the psychological impact of having two elite pass rushers working together, predicting that quarterbacks may begin second-guessing every snap, knowing that Smith and Garrett could collapse the pocket at any moment. Behind the scenes, insiders hint at strategic conversations about play calling, rotational schemes, and ways to maintain relentless pressure while preserving player health over a long season. Fans have embraced the narrative, creating social media campaigns, memes, and discussions, all feeding the growing anticipation. Should the rumors prove true, Cleveland could soon become synonymous with defensive intensity, a team where energy, fear, and dominance converge in thrilling, unpredictable fashion. The rumor of Za'Darius Smith's return has captivated the Browns fan base, creating a sense of anticipation reminiscent of blockbuster announcements. Sources suggest that negotiations are ongoing, with both sides reportedly excited about the potential impact of a Garrett-Smith pairing. Analysts speculate that the reunion could elevate the defense to a level rarely seen in modern football, with the duo's combined abilities threatening to dominate every game. The chatter around practice habits, leadership qualities, and motivational impact hints that Smith's influence could extend beyond on-field performance, inspiring teammates and reshaping the locker room culture. Fans eagerly imagine highlight reels filled with devastating sacks, forced fumbles, and crucial stops, fueling discussions across podcasts and social media. If confirmed, the Browns could be positioned not just as contenders, but as a defensive powerhouse capable of reshaping how opponents approach every matchup. The league is watching closely, waiting to see if Cleveland can make this electrifying rumor a reality. Speculation continues to intensify as whispers about Za'Darius Smith rejoining the Browns grow louder, with insiders hinting that the move could be imminent. The potential synergy between Smith and Myles Garrett is generating unprecedented excitement, with fans envisioning a defense capable of turning games with a single play. Analysts point out that pairing two elite edge rushers could create a psychological edge as much as a physical one, pressuring quarterbacks and altering offensive game plans. Rumors also suggest that the Browns coaching staff is preparing multiple schemes to maximize the duo's effectiveness, from stunts and twists to strategic rotations that maintain relentless pressure while keeping players fresh. Conversations in the media hint that Smith's leadership and experience could elevate younger players, instilling a culture of discipline and tenacity. The buzz continues to spread like wildfire, with social media, podcasts, and fan forums dissecting every potential matchup and projecting a season filled with highlight reel moments, uncertainty for opponents, and renewed hope for Cleveland supporters. The possibility of Za'Darius Smith returning to Cleveland has reached a fever pitch, with speculation now dominating sports discussions and fan communities across the country. Rumors suggest that the pairing with Myles Garrett could be historic, a combination of skill, athleticism, and intimidation capable of redefining the Browns' defensive identity. Analysts are speculating on the statistical impact, from sack totals to turnovers, and how the presence of two elite pass rushers could influence the flow of games from the first snap to the last. Conversations with insiders hint at meticulous planning, including rotational strategies and situational deployments designed to maximize their impact. Fans continue to fuel the frenzy, sharing highlight clips, debating scenarios, and projecting outcomes for the upcoming season. Should the rumors materialize, Cleveland could experience a transformation, with energy, excitement, and anticipation converging around a defense poised to dominate, challenge, and perhaps even intimidate the entire league in unprecedented fashion. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!